to pull up my notes. I didn't take a whole lot of notes. I thought I might. I usually do. And I have a decent amount. Probably enough to get us through this. But, I don't know. After a certain point, I was kind of just locked in on the movie. Because it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Welcome to Pulp Diction, the podcast where I talk about movies with my friends for an academic obligation.
So welcome back to the Pulp Diction podcast. I'm your host, Dylan Gibson. Who am I here with today?
You're here with Jackson Taylor.
And welcome to the podcast, Jackson.
Thank you.
And would you like to introduce the movie we're discussing today?
Yeah, so we're going with the classic, I think everyone knows it well, Lego Movie.
The Lego Movie, released 2014, directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. Great movie. I mean, I remember seeing this one in the theater. I don't know if it was opening weekend, but I was so excited for this. I was in first grade, I think. And I was saying it was going to be my favorite movie ever before it even came out. Because I was a kid. I loved Legos. I think most of us did. And, yeah, I was just super excited for it. And would you like to explain why you requested this movie to talk about?
So, I mean, one time I went to go to the movies with my brother, and I don't know if you know, it was Saturday night. It was based on Saturday Night Live, the first night. And I thought it was a really good movie, and so I jokingly said that it was in my top 5 movies of all time. And he was like, no way that was. And he was like, what would you say? And I was like, And I was going down the list, and I was thinking, like, 1917 was a good one, Parasite. And then for, like, the fifth spot, I kind of was like, yeah, I think the Lego Movie is probably up there.
And that's not ridiculous.
Yeah. It's a funny, comedy that, yeah, that's why. I haven't really watched it in a while, so I thought it would be good.
Yeah, and did you say you rewatched it for this?
Yeah. Like, I rewatched it maybe a month ago, and then I tried to watch it last night, but I kind of only like the 30 minutes.
Yeah, which it's fine.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, as I've rewatched it for the first time in a long time, a year or so ago, for the 10-year anniversary, and I felt so old when I found out it turned 10 years old.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. But I saw it had a little, like, one-weekend theatrical re-release. I went with Landon Selden. Wonderful company to see the film. But, I mean, it holds up really, really well. Like, a lot of the jokes still hit for me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of, like, which specific... Do you have, like, a favorite joke in the movie?
I mean, it kind of resurfaced on TikTok, but, like, it kind of goes to show there's a couple of them, like, the one about Batman and his, the Batmobile about, I call them the dogs, listen to them bark. That's a good one.
It's so good. Everything about Batman in this movie, it's just so silly. And I think Will Arnett is a great Batman voice.
Yeah, it was an insane cast.
The casting's absurd. Yeah. Like, this might have been the first thing I ever saw Chris Pratt in, before Guardians of the Galaxy a few months later, which I also went to see in the theater, and my dad felt like a bad father because they kept saying the shit word. But he does great as Emmett, obviously. Morgan Freeman as Vitruvius. Will Ferrell as Lord Business. Just every character in this movie is perfectly cast. And, like, a lot of the time celebrity voice casting in animated movies I feel can be kind of annoying. But, like, because they're doing that and casting big names instead of, like, actual experienced voice actors. But I think it works here. Because, like, they all do a really great job.
I think, like, Chris Pratt, like, showed that he's good with it. Like, I remember, like, when they released the cast for the Mario movie. Yeah. They were kind of, like, I mean, it was kind of a surprise casting, but, I mean, he did good in that movie as well.
I actually haven't seen Mario yet.
Ooh.
Is it any good?
I mean, if you're looking at it, like, based on the games, like, you'll just see references here and there. It's not really, like...
Yeah.
But it's still a good movie. Like, I think Illumination did a good job with it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard good things. Getting a sequel at some point, so... We'll see. I was working at the theater the weekend that came out, and I saw the post-credits scene like a million times when I was cleaning theaters. It was kind of annoying. But, yeah, Lego Movie... I mean, I love this movie. Like I said, the jokes very consistently land. I don't know that there are any like big misses in terms of the sense of humor in this movie. And like beyond that, I feel like it has a good message behind it. Letting kids express their creativity and all that. It's really sweet. And it's, in a way, as much as I love the Minecraft movie for what it is, I feel like the Lego movie is kind of what the Minecraft movie should have been.
Yeah.
Like if it was an actual good movie. Again, I love Minecraft, for being silly, but it could have been more.
I also think, like how you said with the like the message behind it. I mean, this might be a funny take, but I think like the speech that Emmett gave to Lord Business about like, and that kind of being the kid and realize that was just like, that was a great speech.
It was so great. I love the way it's edited too. Like it goes between him walking, like Lord Business walking to Emmett, and then the dad walking to the kid. This cross cutting, and then like just the speech itself. Like not last time I watched it, but last year when I watched it, like it almost got me a little emotional. I'm not even gonna lie. Like it's just really sweet. Like you are special, and you matter. You don't have to be the bad guy. As much as that line's been memed, I think it's just really nice. It's a nice movie. I think this has kind of become a comfort movie of sorts for me over the years, because I don't know. It's just, it has a very comfy, nostalgic sort of quality about it.
I mean, with it being like a nostalgic movie, I remember probably like when it got to DVD, that was like the most, because I had a DVD player in the car when I was younger.
Oh yeah.
So like whenever it was like a 30-minute trip or longer, I would just put that on and like.
That's awesome.
Yeah, everything is awesome. That would just be
oh my gosh, I must have annoyed my family so much playing that song over and over and over again. I loved it. I lived and breathed this movie for so long. Because I loved Legos. I loved this movie. I loved it then, just because, woo, Legos, whatever. Yeah. But, like, as I grow older, like, I appreciate more about it. Like, it's genuinely really well made. You look at the casting, you look at the writing, you look at the animation, which is absurdly good. For when I was a kid, I mean, for the longest time, I thought this was, like, genuine stop motion, like, with actual Legos, because they just put that much detail into it. Like, you look at them, you see, like, fingerprints on them, little scratch marks, and all these little details that really make it what it is, I guess. But it's just really good. I think it's really funny that, like, this kids movie sort of, it has this commentary on, like, monopolies and the use of propaganda. Like, just right off the bat, when he's getting up, he's watching TV, and Lord Business says something shady about putting everyone to sleep, but then he immediately, like, is distracted by, where are my pants? Just this stupid government pumped out entertainment to sort of cool the masses down and distract them. I feel like that's weirdly relevant. Yeah.
I see it.
Yeah, you see the vision, you see what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. And this movie's sort of full of that sort of thing with, like, the desire for control with Lord Business trying to micromanage everything. With the micromanagers are another, like, hilarious little guy. Like, they come out, there's these scary little robot things, right? But then they have the high-pitched micromanaging voice. Yeah. There were just some really stupid gags I really liked, just all throughout. I liked the running gag of, like, Wild Style, like, is hearing her name and then, are you a DJ? Or Vitruvius, he goes up to Cloud Cuckoo Land, he says, I'm gonna do the secret knock. They wait a second, and it's just... and it opens. I think that's really funny. And just, I don't know, a lot of it is genuinely really, really funny to me, even all these years later.
I think Batman's bit with the... when they're on the double-decker, and he's like, oh, is there just gonna be some big ship? And then he does it with the flying ship. I thought that was a pretty good one.
Yeah, because they kind of make that a running gag, because he does that, where it's not like some big ship's gonna come out of nowhere and save us. My gosh. Yeah. This big ship comes out of nowhere. And then the Star Wars appearance they had to include some Lego Star Wars, I think. That's one of Lego's biggest properties.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get a huge spotlight, which I get. Like, the rights are going to be expensive, and also you don't want to distract from, like, the main group. But the time that Star Wars does get with the Millennium Falcon, I love so much. Like, you got Lando and Han and Chewie. I think the same voice for C-3PO voices him here as in the movies. And then they do the thing with the monster coming out of the meteor, biting the ship. I thought that was real. I love that so much. But like, I'm sorry.
No, it's I mean, speaking of Batman, like with all, I think he is like probably like the best like bit person with when they're trying to hit the button and he keeps throwing the that's a good part.
And then first try, I think. So whenever I like repeatedly fail to do something and then finally get it, I still say first try. And whether subconsciously or otherwise, I think that's because of this movie. Like, I still do that, and I didn't even think about it for the longest time until I saw this. I'm like, oh my, have I been stealing from Batman for years? I don't know. But yeah, I guess in ways like that, the movie's kind of influenced who I am. Yeah, Batman gets a lot of good jokes. I Only Work in Black, or sometimes Very, Very Dark Gray. The song Darkness, No Parents is funny. And then he gets his own movie later on down the line, which is also fantastic. I love the Lego Batman movie so much. I need to watch it again.
And that gif of him being like starstruck in the Batman movie, that's a good one.
Yes. Oh, as a... Yeah, people commented on all the Instagram sections with, like, whatever girl. Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah.
I used to see it a lot on Grayson's sister, her drumming page.
I know about that, but...
Yeah. Yeah, what else? But yeah, like, Batman... Not just Batman, but, like, there are a lot of just random... IPs scattered throughout the Lego movie, because that's kind of a big part of what Lego is they have all these random licenses just to whatever, and they're very much capturing the story of, like, just the plot essentially boils down to a kid playing with Legos, right? And with that in mind, this is what a kid playing with Legos looks like, is you have this mishmash mumbo jumbo of all these characters, hippy dippy baloney, of all these characters just together, no rhyme or reason behind it. But, like, it makes sense, even if it doesn't, Like, I'm thinking about in Cloud Cuckoo Land again, when Vitruvius is going over this whole list, like Abraham Lincoln, Michelangelo, Green Ninja, all sorts of whoever. It's just silly, and it's a wonder that, like, they were able to get away with that. Like, it must have been so complicated to just acquire all those different rights. And I really appreciate that they did that,
I mean, like, even with like the non like I feel like Benny.
Yes,
he was a good character.
I love him so much. Charlie Day does a great, and like now having seen episodes of like Almost Sunny in Philadelphia, I don't know if you're familiar.
I see a couple clips on TikTok. Yeah.
Like, I have a whole new layer of appreciation for him. But like, again, that's another great gag in this movie, is like he keeps wanting to build a spaceship and he's never getting his chance until finally he builds his spaceship, and it's one of the most cathartic moments in the movie when he finally gets to do it. It's such a great payoff after all the build-up. And I think the voice acting completely makes it. Just the insane screaming of spaceship. It's great. Benny Unikitty's another side character I really liked.
Yeah, Alison Brie did a good job with that.
She really did. Yeah. Didn't she get like a Cartoon Network show? I feel like I remember something like that.
Maybe.
But it had like nothing to do with Lego or anything. But it was just whatever Cartoon Network slop they pumped out back in the day. I ate it up back then, Yeah, like all these characters have I don't think there's a boring character in the movie. Growing up, my favorite was actually Bad Cop,
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't tell you why. Well, he's cool. I mean, Bad Cop's kind of cool, I guess. Liam Neeson gets to do I want to say his native Irish accent. I hope I'm not wrong about that. And then when he turns into Good Cop too and just completely switches is really funny.
Yeah, that was good. What was it about? Oh yeah, I think I read somewhere that he did the Take All at Once
Really?
with both of them. I think that if that's true, I mean that's a good.
That's talent.
Yeah.
Like, good on him. You know. But yeah, that's a really funny. I mean, they have to put this like henchman character in there, right? Like number one goon for Lord Business, and you know, how do they make him interesting? They give him a good side, and they literally give him a good side, and they do something kind of interesting with him, like with him basically killing that good side, but then bringing it back with the Sharpie or whatever it was.
That was good.
It was so funny. And the Sharpie, you have all these like real world relics, they call them. The Cloak of Bandaid, all these silly names. I love them so much. Just, you know, silly little bits. It's fun. It's funny. I do wonder with that sort of thing, like, were these companies like sponsored? Like, did the companies do this knowing that I don't know, how much did the companies know about this? Did they endorse like their product being shown like this?
Maybe. I mean, it was like they probably did like know that they were going to be like used like as a relic, but I mean, it's kind of a difference because in 2014, like I don't know, it's just like also like if that was like subtle like advertising placement, like it was way better than how they do it now because like recently,
oh my gosh,
like all the Netflix movies, they're terrible at like subleads. Like,
oh yeah, I don't know if you've seen Wayne's World. I haven't seen it in a long time. There's one scene where they're just talking. They're like making fun of really obvious product placement in movies. Just going, we won't bow to any sponsor. Try this like delicious Pepsi Zero or whatever. I have a headache. Why don't you try I don't even know what it is, but just like it's a really funny bit. It's one of the only parts of that movie I remember. I need to watch it again. But that's what that sort of makes me think of. But like, even though this whole movie is kind of a commercial, it never feels like it. Like, yes, it makes you want to go play with Legos and buy Legos, but it's genuinely good, you know? And, you know, I appreciate that, you know? Like, they could have gone, again, I hesitate to say the Minecraft route and just make it like corporate slop. But instead, they put a lot of effort into... Like, the script definitely had a lot of effort put into it. The animation, everything was very detailed and very just thoughtful, you know? I did find it interesting. So you have the, like, opening scene where Lord Business, he blinds Vitruvius and steals the Craggle, right? And then Vitruvius gives the prophecy. I did find it interesting, and I'd never noticed it before this watch. Like, Lord Business instantly sees through the prophecy, right? He's like, that's a bunch of hippy-dippy baloney, you just made it up. And he was actually right, you know?
Yeah.
He did, in fact, just make it up, which you find out later in the movie. I don't know how I never caught that before, or maybe I did and I just forgot. But, I don't know, like... I think that goes to show, like, yes, he saw through the prophecy, but that's only because he's so, like, cynical and jaded about anything creative or whimsical. He can't bring himself to believe in anything whatsoever, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas you have somebody like Emmett, who is super naive and just childish, childlike, that he's instantly willing to believe that. And that's the attitude that ends up making everything, setting everything right by the end of the movie, right? And just sort of telling you, the viewer, like, it's okay to be, like, childish in some ways, you know? Don't just regard everything with, that's stupid, you're stupid, you just made that up.
I mean, yeah, with that thing about Lord Business kind of seeing through it and, like, kind of putting it down, I think it's kind of the same as, like, you know, the Master Builders hearing about Emmett's double-decker couch and thinking that isn't...
It's the worst idea ever.
And then it saves them when they drown. I mean, like, this movie, we've talked about it before, but it's just a good message overall.
Yeah.
Just about, like, the multiple things about it, like the father-son relationship.
Of course. I love that so much. But yeah, like, this idea that you have your own... Everyone has their own ideas.
Yeah.
And, like, other people can put yours down, whatever. But, like, that doesn't mean yours don't have value. Mm-hmm. And we see... Like you said, like, Emmett's ideas do have value, despite how stupid everyone else thinks they are. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a really good lesson for kids to learn. Like, don't worry about what other people think about, your creativity. Yeah. That's how you express yourself. And don't let anybody take that from you, I guess, I
think the scene where Emmett gets captured with, and they start asking his, like, the construction coworkers about him. And they're like, who is that guy? I think that's a very, like, important and good scene.
Yeah.
Just because, like, it shows that Emmett, like, him being naive, he thought, everyone was, like, his best friend. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I think it's just, it's a good scene.
It's really good. I mean, it's, like, heartbreaking, watching it now. And, like, I feel like that's, like, every socially anxious person's worst nightmare. Mm-hmm. Is, like, all their friends being interviewed. And just finding out no one actually likes you.
Yeah.
And, like, in that regard, I feel like I almost relate to Emmett more now than I did as a kid. Just because, I maybe there have been times I've found myself, like, trying just a little too hard to fit in. Mm-hmm. And in doing that, like, not fitting in less.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of the struggle. And, he works so hard to follow the rules and all that. Only to realize, like, by the end, it's okay to not do that sometimes. And, yeah, I think I love the journey Emmett goes through on the inside and out, mm-hmm. I guess. And, like, on that subject, I thought it was interesting, like, a good detail on his walk to work. He's calling everybody by their name, like, hi, Bob, hi, Gail. Mm-hmm. They all call him, like, fella, buddy, pal.
Yeah.
It's never Emmett. Mm-hmm. Because they don't know who he is. And that's so sad. And also on the walk to work, I feel like the joke about the overpriced coffee is something I didn't really appreciate when I was growing up. But now I'm like, okay, that's pretty funny. But of course, now I am a little worried. Like, it won't be very funny for long. Yeah. And then, again, like, you have everything is awesome, like, over this whole sequence of walking through the city. Mm-hmm. Everyone's walking perfectly in sync, except Emmett. He's mm-hmm. on the outside. Kind of this subtle way of showing, like, he's not like everybody else.
Yeah, he ain't like us.
They not like us, yeah. And it's sort of, I don't know, it's this sort of, like, dystopia type feel. Mm-hmm. That's, if the music weren't so happy and bright, everything is awesome... It would be kind of horrifying to see everybody just so in sync and no one has their own personality.
It's kind of like that, like the brainwashing thing you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
About how, like, they were, like, distracting with everything is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it also shows, like when the dad's, like, gets mad at his son for playing with the piece and he tries to glue it down.
Yeah.
It's also that dystopian part where he's just, like...
Control. Yeah. And, like, making sure everything stays in its place. Mm-hmm. Nothing out of line. Yeah. Yeah, it's all about order, right? Or mm-hmm. sort of order versus chaos. But, like, it doesn't have to be one or the other. There's mm-hmm. sort of a middle ground, I guess. And then, like, you have these billboards, too, I noticed. I can't remember what any of them specifically said, but they're basically, like, conform... Be like everybody else, don't be unique. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was kind of funny, but I thought it was interesting how, like, they get to the Old West, which is such an awesome portion of the movie. Mm-hmm. I've grown to really love Wild West movies, and I think that makes me appreciate that part more. But, like, this is when Wild South finds out Emmett is, like, a nobody. He's mm-hmm. not the... What is it? The special. The special.
Yeah.
And she's pissed at him and basically mourning the prophecy being dead while they're the setting they happen to be in is a graveyard. They're surrounded by graves.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought that was a really interesting choice, because they could have set that like conversation anywhere, and they decided to do it in a place filled with dead things, you know, a place of mourning. And then later on, the getaway sequence in the Old West.
Yeah, that was great.
It's such a good sequence. Oh my gosh. Like, it's, I think, a good, not just in an animated movie, but any movie, a good action sequence is going to, like, be constantly changing and, like, shifting in some way or another, so that the characters have to keep adapting and finding creative ways to get out of whatever situation they're in. Just so that it doesn't get boring, you know? Because if you see the same thing over and over and over again, like, however exciting it might be, it's gonna get boring. Like, that's what I love about something like John Wick, is like, yes, it's just him shooting people over and over again, but he's finding new ways to shoot and kill people. And that's awesome.
And I really like the, whenever the master builders are grabbing the pieces to build something, it shows the actual pieces number.
Oh, yeah, that's such a good detail.
It's just, like, details like that make the movie, like...
Like, it really shows they have a lot of love for the source material, and, like, for Lego in general.
Yeah.
And that sort of respect, like, is really what kind of... one of the things that makes a movie like this, I think. But yeah, like, the Wild West getaway, I think, is one of the better parts of this movie. Just because... it starts out, they're at the saloon, they get away, for a while they're on, like, the car thing pulled by pigs, and then they're on the train, and then Batman saves them. And I definitely skipped a lot of steps, but you get the idea. Because, like, it's constantly going from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, and they're having to find creative solutions to get out of everything, like with the head spinning around, he puts the wheel on his head, which is really funny. They almost die, and then Wildstyle and Emmett are about to hold hands, and then they don't. And what I kind of realized is in this movie, like, again, because this is, the plot of this is essentially a kid playing with Legos, holding hands is, like, their equivalent of kissing. Yeah. That's, like, deep contact for them. Which is why they keep getting so close to doing it, and then they don't actually do it until the end. When Batman sort of gives his blessing, he's the hero you deserve. Oh my gosh, this is kind of random. I loved the bit where Emmett's, like, he's going through the plan and he says Bruce Wayne can go into Lord Business's, infiltrate his meeting or whatever, and he's just, Bruce Wayne? Who's that? What?
I think the escape part from Cuckoo Land, I think that's also a great one.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, and it's, like, really... I mean, towards the end, it's really sad, too. Like, you see the dog head breaking apart, Unikitty's, like, crying, trying to think of sunshine and rainbows, all this happy stuff, and it's just not working.
Yeah.
There's the tracking device. I like that you can, like, definitely see the tracking device on his leg, too. Like, it didn't just disappear and then show back up again. They paid attention to that. Yeah. And, like, if you're really paying attention, you're like, okay, so they're gonna find him. I liked Emmett's speech there. Like, I am not a master builder. This guy sucks, whatever, and you are right. And then everyone just boos and hates him. Yeah. You know, he tries his best. Emmett tries so hard, and I love that about him. But it just doesn't work, unfortunately.
I think I don't know. I thought when I was younger and I rewatched it again, the sacrifice scene where he jumps into the abyss, that was...
See you later, alligator. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just, I think his whole relationship with Lucy Wildstyle is done... I think it's developed really well. They go from kind of, you know, she idolizes him to hating him, and then they sort of grow to like each other. Well, he likes her from the beginning, and she grows to like him.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Blah, 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 backstory and stuff. I like you, but I'm really mad at you for some reason. That's so funny, and it's kind of real, but whatever. His sacrifice is a really good moment. If anyone takes IB film, they know what the hero's journey story structure is. And this movie kind of perfectly goes through that. And that moment is Emmett's sacrifice, right? That's sort of his lowest point. that he has to go through in order to get to his highest point, which is when he goes through the quote-unquote resurrection stage and becomes, he's a master builder now, right? He's reborn, and after he's seen the real world, right? He's seen the man upstairs, he's seen the kid, and he has the piece of resistance, he has what he needs to save the day.
The scene where he comes back, and he does the "I can see everything."
Yeah,
that's also a great part. It's
awesome. Yeah,
with him just, any scene where they build something or they go into that stage, it's just really well done.
It's really fun to watch. I love the visual style of this movie, not just like the animation style, but just the way they decide to animate everything. It's very fluid. It's very nice to look at. Colorful, the way the pieces glow and they have the labels.
Yeah.
It's just a smart way to show like they know what they're doing and what they're talking about, I guess.
I think it's like the part of it being like very like in depth and like detailed. I was very excited for the second Lego movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It didn't
have the same kick to it.
Yeah.
No. And I wondered if maybe that was just because I'd gotten a little older. I haven't rewatched it since around the time it came out. But I feel like if I did, I'd still be disappointed. I remember being disappointed when it came out.
Because I think that's when they decided we could put like, product placement even more. Because this was not recent, but I think I remember just like watching it. It was like on the TV just running.
Yeah.
And I think I just saw a scene where Emmett like was like, "Can I drive my Honda Accord or something?" Yeah. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just it
good
didn't hit
car,
the same.
Good car, yeah. Honda Accord. Yeah, there's just I don't know the sequel. I did want to talk about that. The sequel did not have the same oomph to it, I guess, and it's the ending of the first movie is one of my favorite sequel setups to any movie ever. Just we are from Planet Duplo. We are here to destroy you. And I was waiting for the resolution to that for a long time. But I don't know, the second movie, it felt like they just kind of fumbled a few things. Even though I haven't seen it in a while, what I remember is like, and it kind of has gone back to like not being a very good master builder. Like he was going off at the end of the first movie. And then you get to the second one and he's back to like being kind of a loser at everything.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing of the first movie was like you are special, like you said. Yeah. It's like everyone has something like about them, and in the second movie, it's just like I'm pretty sure like it's like the apocalypse after Duplo attacks, but he tries to give a speech at the beginning and everyone dismisses him again, and it's just like Emmett like has established himself as like one of the important people. And it's just kind of weird to like...
Which, like I said, like this movie, the first very much follows the traditional hero's journey. But the one issue with that, using that plot structure, is if you make a sequel, then the character's already gone, like theoretically, already gone through all the growth he can go through. So in order to make a sequel make sense, you have to focus it on somebody else, or you have to somehow come up with a new problem for him. Or you have to just revert him back to his old ways, which is kind of what they did. Yeah. And, like, people point to Star Wars as being smart because they spread Luke's hero's journey out between 3 movies. But again, Emmett, he goes through a whole process in the first and then takes a couple steps back for the second.
I mean...
Which is frustrating.
Like, when I was younger, every, like Frozen or like just like every like animated movie that I watched, like Zootopia. Yeah, I was always like, man, I want more. But with like all the sequels that have come out for shows or movies that I watched when I was like 5 to like 8, it's just like I mean, sometimes like I am glad to see them back.
Of course.
Unless it ended on a cliffhanger like the Lego Movie did.
Yeah, I
don't think it really needs to like keep going. Like Zootopia had a good ending and. When that movie comes out, I'll watch it. But
of course, it won't hit the same. And like, sometimes it's better to just leave it well enough alone, And they don't really. Well, I'm sure they get that, but they get more that a sequel will make them lots of money.
Yeah,
and they do, which is kind of frustrating. But I mean, people are gonna keep watching it. I'll keep watching them.
Yeah.
I'm guilty. But you know, I like a sequel when it's well done. But unfortunately, that's often not the case.
Like The Incredibles, you know.
The Incredibles.
I liked it, you know, because, I mean, that was 2018?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so I was, that's probably, like, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9, but,
yeah.
like, I still liked it because, you know, it was, like, Pixar Incredibles, but, like, I could see, my brothers, like, because they're older than me, they liked it, but, like, you know, they could still tell that, like, it lost some of its charm.
It lost some of the charm, yeah.
But, like, I mean, maybe since I wasn't, like their age when they watched it, I think some of it is due to nostalgia. Even though, like, I can't, like, I would say Incredibles 1 is better than Incredibles 2. I do think, like, seeing something when you're young for the first time does, like, put it on a higher pedestal.
100%. Like, I very much am biased towards or against some things because I saw them when I was younger. Shoot, what are examples? I don't know. I think I'll always have, like, the way I was introduced to the Star Wars movies, to use them again as an example, was the originals first and then the prequels. And that was when I was little. So I think for that reason is why I'm, like, still partial to the originals. Even though a lot of people nowadays have, like, switched around on the first 3.
Yeah.
And are saying those are the better ones now. Which is a respectable opinion.
Yeah, like, there was this one movie, The Iron Giant.
Yeah.
I mean, I rewatched it, and it's still a good movie, but, like, in my head, it was just, like, the best animated movie I watched. Because, like, I don't know why. I just, like, I watched it when I was younger, and I just really liked it, you know? And it's kind of funny, like, you know, they're never really going to do anything with that character again, but he was in Ready Player One or something.
That's right, yeah.
And it's like, it was funny, because, like, he became
he became exactly what he was supposed to not be. Yeah. Iron Giant's a fun, like, that's one you can't really do anything else with. I'm wondering if I might be talking out of my ass here. I feel like I heard they might be doing a live action one of those. I'm not sure though.
I mean, I haven't really been keeping up with it, but that'd be cool if they did.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'll watch the second one again someday. I'll keep my expectations tapered.
Taper.
Taper.
Low taper.
Low taper fade. It's even if it was good, it would be really hard to live up to the original because it holds up so well. It holds such a special place in my heart. So, like, it's got not just quality to live up to, but nostalgia, and you know that's difficult.
Yeah, it's like also like the sequel, like, not being as good as like 21 Jump Street, like 22 Jump Street.
Yeah.
I mean, it was still like a funny movie, but it's just like I think it's the fact that, like, we've already seen the character.
It's the same thing again. Yeah. Which, you know, I love both of those movies to death. I think those are the same directors as the Lego Movie, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I'll have to fact check that real quick. But yeah, which would make sense because the sense of humor in both movies is amazing. Yeah, same directors. So, which, you know what, that explains, because you have Superman and Green Lantern in this movie, voiced by Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill, who,
Jinx.
Yeah, have such I love their relationship in this, like, they only have a few moments, but their relationship's really silly. I always get, like, a chuckle or two out of it. But yeah, like you said, the sequel's almost never as good. You have exceptions. Terminator 2, Godfather 2.
I haven't watched it. I should probably watch those, you know.
Godfather?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're real good. Or slow.
Actually, like, I haven't watched, like, almost any of the Star Wars. I think I watched 7 in theaters, but, like, I didn't watch any of the other ones. But,
oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a fan.
Mr. HSA, lightsabers.
Yeah, right.
That was a good one.
Appreciate it. I'm a fan of The Good Life myself.
Ooh, yeah. I kind of got robbed there.
I think you did.
I got Carl Prince to dress up in a wig. I think that constitutes like.
Oh, that
10
constitutes something.
Yeah.
At least. Oh, man. Oh, there was one joke I never really caught before where Emmett is like setting himself up. Like, it's after Batman gets on the Millennium Falcon, the Star Wars ship. And, he's telling Wildstyle that if Batman can't see how good she is, then he's as blind as, and he's setting it up like he's gonna say blind as a bat, but he just goes, a guy whose eyes don't work anymore. I think that's a really funny joke.
Yeah.
That I've somehow never caught before. And then a joke that I have caught before, but makes me laugh every single time, is when Vitruvius's decapitated head is talking to Emmett. He goes, "What I'm about to tell you will change the course of history." Blah! And just dies. I don't know. It's just silly. Mm-hmm. I'm very much a sucker for silly humor.
And like the first action chase when they're trying to run away from the city after a while. She said when he goes, "I just want to go home," and then a house just gets dropped.
That's not what I meant.
Yeah. I mean, it's also, I think, the fact that, we think of it even like now it being good is because like the humor is good for adults who see the movie.
Exactly.
And just like, I mean, Despicable Me, all those, like, you could not watch that. Despicable Me 2, when that came out, that was like one of my favorites.
I loved it so much. Yeah. I'm so scared to watch those again for that reason.
Like, I think I watch, like, it's funny, like some movies like Despicable Me, I see that like on, like, it's just rerunning sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think by like the third movie, that's when they ran out of juice. So yeah, like I could see myself watching 1 and 2, but 3, I haven't even seen 4.
Yeah, I haven't either. I feel like I might have watched 3 once, but I don't remember any of it. Mm-hmm. I found out one of the South Park guys was the bad guy, so which is like the one reason I kind of want to watch it again. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I would love to watch the Despicable Me movies again. I think of all the movies, like the animated movies I loved as a kid, the Lego Movie is up there.
Yeah. As
one of, if not the best.
Like a movie, like, based on nostalgia, I think Bolt.
Yeah.
Like, I rewatched it and it didn't hit the same, but like I still think it's good.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it did something. You want with it being a dog, like on the like,
Yeah, man, I haven't thought about that movie in so long. That was a good one though.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those Pixar movies. WALL-E is WALL-E's one I have rewatched more. I like whenever if my dad's just watching WALL-E, then I will sit down and watch WALL-E with him because it's WALL-E and it's gas. Monsters Inc. I liked a lot. I feel like I gotta watch Monsters University again before I go to college.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that one. Both of those were on like repeat when I was growing up.
I think that's like it's not like something where like the sequel is better or worse. I think it's like its own thing.
It stands on its own very, very well.
Yeah.
Like a prequel is something very hard to do a lot of the time. But when it works, it can work really, really well. Like Star Wars 1, 2, and 3, Better Call Saul.
Oh yeah. Such
a good prequel. Monsters University, of course. Just all that sort of thing. I love when that works.
I think like it's just like every I think movies, like anime movies in that time, like the side characters were always like fleshed out. Like I forgot his name, but the purple guy from Monsters University.
Oh, Randall.
I can't go back to jail. Oh no. It was the one that like he was like a arch or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't Archie, was it?
I mean,
that'd be really stupid.
I mean, it would be funny, but yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about though.
I can't go back to jail.
That's a good
one.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, but you like you were talking about the side characters and like, yeah, it's a good point. Not just the main characters, but the side characters are often sort of what make these movies. And I think I mentioned earlier, like the Lego Movie, there's not a bad character in it.
Yeah.
Every character has something to love about them. The good guy, the main good guys, the main bad guys, the side good guys, the side bad guys. They're all just so memorable and lovable. and I don't find any of them annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I can see how someone might find, like, Benny annoying.
Yeah,
But that's just, like, if you don't like Charlie Day, maybe.
it's also like maybe you just said it, but like all the people interacting like in the
Yeah.
like the Wild West in the saloon, how they all like freeze when Emmett starts acting like but then when she says just like act normal and then they go back to being rowdy.
Yeah.
It's good how they like see how Emmett also like affects the world.
Oh,
Like-
yeah, totally. Like, no matter where he goes, he just doesn't fit in.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm like, howdy, I'm a cowboy, shoot, bullet, gun. That's real funny. And then she just, like, does a big spit in the
Mm-hmm.
thingy. And
Spittoon maybe.
Spittoon, yeah.
I looked his name up. It's Art.
Art.
Yeah.
Okay, not Archie. I had the R right.
Yeah, that's probably where they got it.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you have much more you want to talk about?
I mean, I think we kind of said like everything like about the major part, but it's just like to do like another run over. It's just like the message of like I think that's why it kind of like sticks with me. It's because it's just like it's a movie that you could put on. It's a movie that you could watch.
Of course.
Like, it's a movie like kind of for like anything. Like I mean, not like to put on for like a group of people, but like if you just want to watch something,
Yeah.
I mean it'll give you a good laugh.
Oh, absolutely.
You can relate to it.
Like, you can watch it, you can turn your brain off, you can turn your brain on.
Mhm.
It's got something for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, the message is real good. Encouraging kids to use their creativity. That's sort of what Lego's all about, generally. Or they can just use the instructions. That's cool,
Mhm.
too. That's what I mainly did.
Yeah. Like there was like maybe it was like 2 years ago. I kind of went through. I made a couple of the like world cities sets. Like I made London, Tokyo, San Francisco. It's just like
Yeah, those are cool.
it's kind of like what Lego is. You mentioned with how like they have all these IPs, but it's just like you can build anything you want. You could build something original. You could build a set that you see like at a Target.
Mhm.
That's just kind of like what Lego is. I think that's why the Lego Movie was able to do whatever they wanted because they could go any direction they wanted with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I keep saying this, but they captured the energy, sort of the spirit of Lego, I guess, but also the spirit of just the innocence of a kid playing with his toys.
Mhm.
And that's, like, as you grow up, that's a sort of energy that gets harder and harder to recapture. And it's really amazing that they were able to do that in such a great way. I almost wonder if the writers, like, consulted kids as they're going through the story, like, and what should this guy do, or this guy? And Batman's here? Sure, why not?
I guess I could say like one final thing. The Lego Movie, it's a great movie. You should watch it if you haven't recently.
If you haven't already, please do.
I mean, it's got everything. Yeah, and I also want to say shout out Carl Prince. Love the man. So yeah, if you listen to it this far, if you see him in the hallway, go say, "Hey, Jackson Taylor shouted you out." So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm also going to shout out Carl Prince.
Yeah.
He deserves 2
everyone
shout-outs.
should do it.
Everyone should shout out Carl Prince. Everyone should say hi to Carl Prince.
Mhm.
The man, the myth, the legend. Love him to death. Maybe he'll be here one day.
Maybe.
In that chair. We'll
That'd be
see.
a good one.
We'll see what happens. We'll see which way the wind blows.
Mhm.
But thank you very much for listening and or watching to the Pulp Diction podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure, Jackson. And remember to like and subscribe if you're
Yep.
on YouTube. Hit the bell for notifications every time there's a new one. And if you're on Spotify, hit us with a follow, rate 5 stars. Maybe download a few episodes for some road trip. Show your dad, show your grandma, show whoever you want. Tell your friends about Pulp Diction. And if you want to be on an episode, just ask.
That's what I did.
That's what Jackson did. That's what most of the guests have done. People are often they say like they're Dylan. I wanted to do an episode, but I'm too scared.
Ooh.
I say don't be scared.
Yeah.
It's all right. But thank you.
Thank you.